This is how the graph should look like, and when we mark based on ASPL. Now, to obtain one mark for axis, first of all, you must know that the vertical axis is temperature. Do not use your own symbol of T, whether it's capital, small letter. Please follow what the question has given. If they did not use a symbol, you do not use it as well. Okay, temperature, degrees Celsius, and with a stroke. And this side is time stroke minutes. Okay, so by labeling this, you will get 1 mark for A, correct axis and correct labeling. To get 1 mark for scale, now your graph should cover more than half of the grid given, whether it's lengthwise or in terms of height. So in this case, the best scale is every 2 cm interval. In this case, this is 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Please remember to label every 2 cm interval, because if you label only every 4 cm, then you are more likely to make mistake when you are reading the coordinates. And on the other side, it is actually interval of 5. You do not need to start from 0, because the smallest reading that is given to you is 66, right? So if you start from 0, your graph ends up being very, very small over here. So you don't have to start from 0. X and Y do not need to start from the same number, neither do they need to have the same scale. But whatever number you start with, this part here, you must always remember to label the starting value. So for X, I start with 0, so I'm going to put 0 here. For Y, I start with 60, so I will put 60 over here. You must remember to label this point. So 60, 65, 70, and so on. So if I've given interval of 5 cm on this side, 2 cm on this side, and you remember to label the starting point, then your scale, you will get 1 mark for scale. Plotting, of course, we will check that you have plotted them correctly. So I noticed that quite a number of you were plotting with fairly big crosses. Do note that I'm using a pen to plot here, so that's easier to see, but when you are doing a graph, everything should be in pencil, right? So plotting, if you have plotted accurately all the points, you write 1. You'll get 1 mark. And finally, line of best fit. Now the question already mentioned that this is a curve, so do not draw a straight line. And if your flexi curve is unable to draw a smooth curve because it has constraint with the curvature, then you can always use a long ruler, and you can just bend your ruler to fit the points. All right, hold it, and then you draw and you move. It is not so difficult, you just need a bit of practice. So this is how it should look like. Some of you were trying to fit in this point, but actually this point here is an anomaly. Okay, and we should not take into consideration this point. You can just go like that, right? Also note that it should be very smooth. So some of you have disjointed lines. Some of you, your lines are too thick and you were shading it. So all this, you will not get marks for L. Okay, so take a good look at how the graph should look like, and make sure that in future when you plot a curve, they should look something like this.